Hey, what's up, gang? It's the Commander Smiths, and it's the next episode of Commander Precon Budget Upgrades. This time I'm working with, we're working with Blood Rites, the vampire
Nope,
deck.
it's you. It's all you. I'm not even here. I'm just going to be silent.
Well, you tell us what we're doing. How does the Commander Budget Upgrades work? What are we doing here? What is this whole bit that
we're taking $20 apparently. I went over in the dinosaur one, but
hey,
it's okay.
Moderate play. It brings your stuff down. We've learned that.
Right,
yeah,
right. You just got to work within whatever budget you have.
Right.
But we are working with $20 budget. We're going to be upgrading these decks, taking out ones that we don't think are going to work with, like, are a little bit more of a focus onto an idea. How many are you cutting from this deck? About 10?
I got 11 cuts in this
11.
deck. Yeah.
Not a bad deal. So we're going to be cutting out 11, adding an 11 under $20. I'm going to be impressed with that, but the vampire deck should be a lot of fun. What is the commander doing here?
Don't forget about this. We have the Mr.
Unlimited.
That's right.
Mr. Unlimited section at the end. So if you have an unlimited budget, we're going to add in some cards there that you can pick up that would be good for this deck as well. Because there's some cards that have gone up, especially when you get these commander decks that come out. It spikes a lot of the other cards. So some of the things that aren't in the deck you can pick up later. So yes, we have, oh gosh, I got to read this guy's name.
Can we do this?
He can't even read.
Clavicle. First of the blessed.
It's Clavicle, the first of the blessed. Yes, we'll go with that. One colorless, a white and a black, and it's a 2/2. But whenever you attack, target attacking vampire that isn't already a demon becomes a demon in addition to its other types. It gains when this creature dies. Draw a card. Create a tapped 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature token with flying. So, cool thing about this is it also includes him.
Yeah.
And it also, he doesn't have to be attacking, but whatever creature is attacking that is a vampire can change into that. So it's kind of like a pseudo protection in a way, because it's like they don't, if they kill that, then you get to draw and you get a 4/3. Yeah, you don't have that creature anymore, but you get a 4/3 flying black vampire demon and a draw off of it. So there's some angles you could work in where it's more board wipe. I only have the 11 cuts. If I were to really revamp the whole deck, I might circle around doing more board wipes in the deck, because then I benefit from it and get creatures back from when mine die. That's not necessarily the angle I went here. In this, I'm going to be more doing the triggers and stuff. But let's first talk about the ones I'm cutting. So, what are you going to say?
Yeah, well, the deck was basically spam vampires, have them kind of die in combat, and then have bigger creatures gain value. So is that kind of what's going on with it? You got a bunch
of little vampires in here, but when they die, you get a bigger vampire. Yeah, so I did cut some vampires, not a ton. How many do I got? I have 1, 2, 3 vampires. So I'm cutting 3, but you're going to get 3 more. So, and this is one that I'm probably this is the deck I'm going to build. I actually might buy this.
So we'll see the full budget. Yeah. Whenever that happens.
Mr. Unlimited.
That'll be the Mr. Unlimited budget.
All right,
So the first one I got rid of is Dusk. Is it that one? No, it's the Lieutenant. Where is the Lieutenant? Legion. No, it's Dust Legion Lieutenant. That's right. Zealot. There we go. Sorry, there it is. This is Zealot. There's a lot of Dusk Legions and all that. So
there is.
When it enters, you draw a card and you lose a life. It is a vampire. It's pretty.
I love this card.
I mean, it's good. It's a good 2-drop. It's replacing itself. But I wanted better vampires to replace this instead. We have enough 2- and 1-drop vampires in this deck.
Fine.
That
fine. You do it. You can do it. I'm fine. You don't have to.
Thank you.
You don't have to justify what you're doing to me, but you're wrong. That's fine.
So then my next one is right below it, the Legion Lieutenant. I got rid of this one. Other vampires you control get 1+1. It's just very blah, they're getting blah blah blah.
Yeah, I got you.
It's just a 1/1. It gives 1+1 to your other vampires. Just kind of boring. I like my vampires, my other cards, to do other things. So this one I was like, yeah, let's get rid of that. And then the last vampire that we got rid of is the Nighthawk Scavenger. It's flying, death touch, lifelink. It's like our vampire Nighthawk. It's just a little bit better because it adds the gets +1 for among card types in your opponent's graveyard. So it could be a lot bigger, but again, it's just blasé. It's just a vampire. It has the lifelink,
That
the
can
death
kind
touch.
of get big.
Yeah, kind of
That's-
get big.
yeah.
It's just whatever. We got better vampires we're going to replace these with, so don't worry about that. So those are the three vampires
All right.
that I got rid of. Now I'm going to go against what Lowry did in the last video. If you watched the dinosaurs, I got rid of a lot of the removal in this, the spot removal. Personally, it's because I like multiple target removal, and I'm not saying that I necessarily added that back in. I did add some stuff, but I got rid of a lot of the little guys. So I got rid of swords to plowshares. I know. Village rites, I got rid of that as well, because it's not really removal. It's sacrificing your creature, which is nice because you could get 3 cards off of that. So this one I could see maybe staying in there, but I needed some more spots for the good cards that I want to add in. So I got rid of village rites because I don't want to self-sacrifice my stuff. I kept Dam in there because, again, like I was talking about, the board wipe stuff, I do like that. The next one was Return to Dust. So that is nice removal for enchantments and artifacts and potentially 2 targets. But again, I had to get rid of something. I didn't want to cut the other vampires that are in there are pretty good, and so I didn't want to get rid of those. We also got rid of Utter End. It's just a 4 for a removal of a non-land permanent. Seems like a lot. I never put this in a deck. Do you have this in any decks?
I do not. I normally do the there's 3 mana versions that you're paying a little bit of life.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot what the name is right off the top.
And
but
I'd rather much use that, but again, I like multiple targets or being able to use it multiple times. And then the last 2 is Promise. Where is this one? Promise. There it is. This is one of the new cards out of the. It's actually in the Commander deck. So the first part is the Adventure. You're sacrificing a non-demon creature. So the problem is you don't even get
together.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work with what you're doing. You want to sacrifice your creature that is now a demon so that it does the draw and all that. So I'm like, okay, this doesn't even make sense in this deck. And then the other one was the Radiant Destiny. So that one is, again, giving the bump to your creatures. And then
you just don't like anthems.
I don't.
All right.
I don't. They're just little anthems. It's just like a better card. So,
all right.
Okay. So now let's get into the actual adds to this deck. As you can see, the first ones here, we're gonna get vampires. So we got Anowan, the Ruin Sage. This one is kind of a removal in a way because at the beginning of your upkeep, each player sacrifices a non-vampire. I do have some adds in here that are non-vampires, like 2. Maybe 1. I'm looking down.
Yeah. Okay.
So this isn't going to affect you at all. But if it did, whatever. You're getting rid. It's only 1 or 2 cards out of your whole deck. You're going to affect all the other players on the board. So I think this is a great card to add in there. Captivating Vampire. Why not take everybody's stuff and you turn it into a vampire as well? So you can
why not? Because everybody hates you for stealing their stuff.
But you have this.
But I know why you're putting it there, and that's another anthem. I thought you hated anthems.
It's not the anthem I care about. It's the tapping the 5 untapped vampires, and then you get to take their stuff. So you got 2 cards that are kind of like removal right there. So I got rid of spot removal, and I added in things that are on the board that have removal built in. This is the most expensive card out of the bunch. As you can see, it's $12. But I budgeted that in so it would work with this. This is a close one, by the way.
That card takes half your budget.
I know. Well,
just 1 card. All right.
Let me take that back though, because where is that? Where I found that one. That one is Captivating, right? Captivating Vampire. I found it for $5.97 for near mint on TCG. So don't go by the prices because that is Card Kingdom price right there. They overdo their value a little bit. So I got it for
that's kind of true.
$5.97 there. So the next one is Dark Imposter. Yet another removal creature vampire. So you can exile a creature, target creature. It's for 6, but it's only a 3-drop. This comes out, it's still a vampire. But you can exile another creature. It gets 1/1 counter, and then it gains all the activated abilities of the card it exiled. So those are vampires. That I still have a lot of vampires.
I guess that's what you got to add in, since you have that captivating vampire budget right there. 6 mana is a lot, man.
Well, yes, it is, but it's still a vampire. It's something late game that you can use, it's better than casting 1 removal spell and just be done. This is at least you can cast it for the vampire, turn it into a vampire demon. It gets killed before you get to use it. Whatever, you still get to draw off of it.
All right.
If they don't, you get a removal off of it. Anyways, all right, so then here's where we're going to start double triggering. There's four double trigger stuff in this that I added in. So we have Drivnod, Carnage, Dominus. So this, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control, it triggers an additional time. So when let's go back up to our commander there. When it dies, you'll get to draw 2 cards and get 2 4/3 vampire demon.
Yeah, that'd be
things.
nice.
So that's a nice one. Let me just hit the other ones really quick too. So you have Lithiform Engine that does a similar thing, but you can copy permanent spells. So you could make more vampires if you wanted. And they don't really have instant and sorcery spells that you're going to copy. So you're really more using the first and the third ability, and then Strionic Resonator. Oh, and Teysa Karlov.
Yeah.
So now those tokens, if you get this out after your creatures have died or whatever, they will also have Vigilance and Lifelink because they will be 4/3 tokens. But you also get the double trigger from it dying. So those are your doublers. Then we have Edgar, not our main Edgar.
It's another
guy.
Anthem.
No, stop it. Stop it.
I love it.
When it dies, return it to the battlefield transformed. Let's transform them really quick. And then it gains at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 black vampire creature token with lifelink. Put a blood counter on him, and then he'll flip back after it gets 3. So technically, he doesn't really die unless he gets exiled. So this, you kind of keep getting vampires, and it just keeps serving himself there. Malakir Blood Witch, fantastic for a vampire deck. You play it, you're draining the board, and you're gaining a bunch of life because you have a bunch of vampires out there. Just a great card to have in there. And then Pawn of Ulamog, he is also a vampire, and if your vampires die, now you get the tokens, the Eldrazi Spawn, so you can use that as mana as well in this deck. So all of those budget cards added up to $19.98. 2 cents to spare. You can spend 2 cents on something else, but instead, we're going to move to
Mr. Unlimited.
So the Unlimited section here. You saw some of this. I mean, Smothering Tithe, you're obviously going to have that. You have Anointed Procession, so we're getting more counters, which is
doubling the tokens.
Yeah, it's doubling the tokens. Bloodline Keeper, this is, again, doing that similar. You're making more tokens if it flips over. You can keep making those vampire or not even bats, they're just black vampires. So you're making more tokens that you can flip or turn into the 4/3 and draw. So this is just generating that. I got some protection stuff in here. So we have Clever Concealment.
Right.
I love this card a lot because you can tap down your vampires to cast this, and you can protect any number of non-land permanents. It's just great. Flawless Maneuver, Lifeline. Love the Lifeline. So you can sacrifice your creature or somehow they die. Now they're going to come back, and you still get the draw and the 4/3 vampire off of it. Just great to have in this deck. Mondrak, doubling the tokens again. Phyrexian Tower, I added that in because I wanted some more sacrifice outlets. Yep.
Yeah.
So this I'd add in there for the land package. Skull Clamp, let's get some more draw off of that. Obviously, I already said Smothering Tithe. And then you got Teferi's Protection and the Meat Hook Massacre. So when you're sacrificing stuff, everybody's, is it losing life? When a creature opponent control dies, I gain a life. When I kill stuff, they lose a life. And it has that kind of board wipe effect to it too. So that is your Mr.
One thing that I've noticed about Precons, at least this set of here, is they are more than willing to add in wrath effects, but they don't really add in protection effects. And if you are in a mass creature, if you are a creature deck, have protection in there and care less about like singular protection, even though, Greaves and Boots and all that kind of stuff is really good. But the wraths are what really set you back as a tempo and your mana investment and your time investment. Make sure that those stick around. So, Teferi's Protection, the Flawless Maneuver, anything that can keep your whole crew around after a wrath effect is fantastic.
And you make an excellent point, because that's actually in my deck building as of late. I've shifted way away from Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots. I like the surprise ones, like your Clever Concealment, your Flawless Maneuver, because what it feels like to me when you do that is that you're wasting one of their spells. Whereas the Boots are out, they can see it's there. They have to waste a spell to get rid of it, but they aren't like, hey, I'm surprised, I'm killing all your stuff, and you go, whoa, wait a second. Now your spell basically fizzles because I have this surprise protection. So I have personally, as a deck builder, steered away from those and gone more towards this angle. So that's why I've kind of put these in. So anyways, okay, so that is the budget.
That's it.
The Mr. Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
What do they got to do, Lowry?
If you enjoyed this, and if you didn't enjoy this, I don't care. Share, like, subscribe to the Commander Smiths. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you have any comments on what you plan on doing with the decks, you put them down in the comments. That would be awesome. It's always fun to see different perspectives when it comes to deck building. What do we got? That's it. That's
all
it.
right. If you're watching this live, 5 minutes, we are going to get to the next deck, which is going to be Merfolk. And if you're not watching this live, make sure you check out the Dinosaur deck, the Merfolk deck, and I guess the Pirates. The Pirates will come last on our live stuff. So make sure you guys check that all out. Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you guys in a little bit.